I'm going to take a little. Watch this genius turn into the dunes of the Australian dunes. Spencer used to catch seagulls.
Yeah.
Spencer revealed to us that
in confidence.
Yeah.
No, that's a joke. That's a joke.
It's true. It is true. I never said to you.
It's fine.
I'm going to talk about it. I just put it right in the thing. Actually, Cody told me, you got to put the thing. Yeah, I got to put the like. I missed the top of you explaining this. Spencer, we went to the aquarium today because I love fish and forgot I hate people. But Spencer, like, at some point was talking to the group and I was just like lost and like, and then, but by the time I came into the conversation, Spencer was explaining that during his wayward youth, where were you? Simi Valley? Where's this taking place?
Moore Park. Well, we were at the beach.
Like, okay, well, you would go to the beach in your youth.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to imagine you at the beach.
Right.
So can you explain
to help people's
explain this thing that you would do, if you don't mind?
All right. So you go to the beach. You lay down in the sand.
Go to the beach.
I didn't always have this beard, you know. Without a beard, it makes a lot more sense.
Like, if you go to the beach with that beard, people think you just washed up on shore.
People think you're there to reclaim Crete.
I got shipwrecked.
You promised me a white bull. Release the Kraken. I forgot that's a hack reference. I was just saying it mythically. Release the Kraken. I was going to own it.
All right. I'm at the beach. What you do is you get someone to cover. Well, you could do it yourself. You cover your legs and stomach and most of your chest in sand, such that you're buried beneath the sand.
Up to your neck.
Well, no. I said the parts you cover, the legs and the stomach. Your upper chest, your head, and your arms stay over the sand, but you have a towel, a beach towel, covering the whole lot. So, for all intents and purposes, it looks like someone put someone's head underneath a beach towel.
It's like that scene in The Virgin where he's trying to convince everyone he's had sex with a woman. And he's like, you know, when you're having sex with a woman.
Yeah.
He's never been to the beach.
And then she's coming.
He hasn't been.
You really think the lie he'd pick to tell would be, I used to catch seagulls as a teenager?
Wait,
this was got an imagination.
Is you? So you're 3/4 covered in sand, but
thank you. Yes.
But you have a towel covering you that looks like someone
final quarter.
Someone just tucked you in, like you're in bed with a towel over you,
buried up to your waist.
Over my head.
Over your head.
And stomach. Again, this is you're declarifying the situation. Legs, feet, knees, dick, stomach, maybe right under my tits. You know, that's where it stops.
The rest of it, laying, under sand, under beach level.
The rest of it is underneath the towel. Okay.
Arms exposed underneath the towel.
No, arms are under the towel. Jesus Christ. Okay, so look, see this? You see this part? Like, all of this that you see is under a towel because beach towels are very large. They can cover this whole area. It's amazing. So,
he's Googled that.
With the beach towel over your face, you get someone like a brother or a friend to put food out on the towel. And scattered around, you know, because it's very suspicious. Especially to seagulls.
Yeah. Because they've been hurt before.
Right. Because I do it all the time. I did it all the time. So, yeah, with the food in place, you just wait. And then, you know, you hear them squawking and you hear them flapping around.
Don't yell at me. I have a question.
Okay.
Is your head above the towel?
I'm not going to answer that because...
He's covered, so he's trying to be in disguise from the seagulls. So he's covered, so no bit of him is showing. So he's got a towel over
I was just thinking maybe part of the fun was that they don't regard a head as a threat.
The fun is catching a seagull. It's not gaslighting them.
The fun is watching a guy lost in his...
as physically catching a seagull.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Not mentally circumscribing it with semiotics.
Right.
And
All right,
proving it's.
Okay, so I think we all have the visual now.
I don't think Dan has.
Well, I don't. The truth is, I don't. And there may be a problem with society where at a certain point people like. Woo!
All right, like this.
Where's the sand?
The sand goes up to here, not my chest. Do you see this is the chest?
Okay, but I have questions. I know you think I'm doing a bit, but I swear I have questions.
Can you imagine a towel fitting?
No. Okay. Okay, so, and the rest of it is a mound?
Sand.
The rest of it is a mound? It's not below sand level.
Well, half and half.
You make a little shallow
divot.
grave, and then you slip into it, and you do this.
If you were a
Like
seagull,
this?
you didn't know there was a boy pretending to be at the beach.
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's all I'm doing. Tricking them into thinking I'm not there. All right. I should get up. You get it, right? Does this make sense yet?
So as long as you're down there, take us through the process.
All right. So I'm laying here, and the
your
seagulls,
brother or friend, as you
or
said,
friend, yes,
has put chips around your head. Okay.
Like, yeah, it's on my head.
Oh, real quick, Josh. I think I'd want the guy to have a bigger dick. All right, go ahead.
To soap it, did you think about the shower when you thought about it? Because I want to wash it.
I'm thinking about it. It's all about the soaping.
Yeah.
All right,
It's like it becomes like a Cadillac or a bicycle or anything you treasure.
It's
anything.
festive.
A throwing knife, a new blender. I don't know. It's like I had this epiphany where I was like, wait. All right. Come on, Spencer.
Hey, guys.
All right, we don't take them for granted.
That was so awesome. I'm not even going to bother to describe that to the listeners.
Yeah, $5 a month.
Yeah,
You can check it
$5 a
out.
month to see the coolest exit of all time.
Probably a lot of theatrical people in the audience. Spencer returned to his one.
All right, so Spencer,
blocking.
So Spencer, now you are partially sandy, you're partially toweled. You got bits of food, you got like French fries and whatnot on top of you.
And
then
the
you
seagulls are
now
swooping in.
we're hearing the seagulls coming in.
Because my eyes are covered, I don't see what's happening. I have to rely on my ears and my sense of
But now
touch.
your sense of hearing is heightened now because you can't see.
Oh, of course. I mean, without question. That goes without saying. So I'm doing that. It's a feeding frenzy. They're suspicious.
However, will any sensory gift even the score between you and the most dangerous game of all? A confused, slightly domesticated, urban parasite. All right.
They're a real parasite. They're everywhere in California. It's terrible. Anyway, so they're coming in. You feel them getting up on your chest and or body, and you get they got to get like right on your head area just because that's the center of your bear trap action. So you wait.
Your arms are out crucifix style, so you can close them like a
bear trap.
Yes, I got you.
Yes. So once, and you gotta wait because they know something's up.
Right.
Because again, there's like a giant lump under a towel, and they're stupid, but it looks weird, and they know that. So okay. So you're being patient.
They're like, is this how I die, or is this the first day of the rest of my life?
Right.
There's potato chips on a decorative mound.
Yeah. Because
In
usually
a semicircular pattern around a beardy bull.
I didn't have a beard.
And a bunch of other humans kind of in the middle distance, like giggling.
Yeah, because it's a big, it draws a crowd, certainly.
Yeah.
Especially after
people
the first
overselling a transparently perfunctoral game of hacky sack, as they clearly are more invested in the towel.
So they're getting up on my face, and I'm waiting for my moment, and then I do what I did. I go. And then, you use the towel as a crude net, and then you just try and grab as many as you can.
Is that the end, or is that phase one?
Yeah, that's phase one. And once you have 200, you can fly away. No, it's just for fun.
I mean, Do you keep them as pets? Do you let them go? You like that?
No, I snap their necks and toss them into the sea.
I believe that.
No, so it's just for fun. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what my end game was other than catching seagulls.
Does it doesn't hurt them, does it?
I hope not. I mean, I never saw them maimed or anything. Like,
you
they all
happen to
flew
mention,
away.
you said two things that stick out about the story is that you would find that as you did this, people would root for you while you were doing it.
Right.
But then once you were successful,
once I had a seagull in my grasp, it became this whole big animal rights issue.
And then you said you stopped after the experience you had.
So one of the times, I've probably caught about 5 seagulls this way. It takes a lot of tries.
They were calling you old gull.
Old wispy arms.
Gull reaver. They called you gull reaver.
Gull reaver.
All right.
I like that.
Did you invent? Is this something did you invent this, or did the guy that
He invented it.
did he?
I think he got the idea from a Metallica album.
I'm certain I didn't invent it. There's no way.
Girls.
Was this if it was like a bigger brother? This seems like the kind of thing where it's like, I'm gonna tell my little brother. I'm gonna fucking bury him in a beach and get a crowd around. Was there like a hat? Was he collecting money? No. To like, you know what I mean? Were you busking by accident?
I wish. No, I could have made a lot. Because, I mean, the crowds cannot be understated. It was hard to hear.
There is no overstating the throngs of people.
Yeah, it was hard to hear the seagulls among their hoots and hollers.
Sobbing, worried about the seagull. Just people on the beach just crying.
I'm picturing like Thunderdome. People are like climbing up things and like.
I thought you were gonna say earlier. I thought you were saying there is no business like seagull catching business. Anyways, all right. But this leads somewhere. This is the Michael Crichton twist.
Again, I've only probably caught 5. It's not easy to do.
Seasoned
It takes
gull
a lot
catcher,
of try.
though.
Yeah. So one time I got one, and I caught it, and he was flapping around, and I got him by his body so he couldn't flap away. And he's starting to attack at me. He's biting at me, and he tries to peck. He tries to peck my eye out. He goes whoop bam with his beak right at my eye. And at the last second, the last fifth of a second, I'll say, very short period of time, it was very close. It opens its beak, and I can see down its throat. And I got scars, little tiny scars up here and then down here, above and below my eye, to prove that this was a dangerous beak that could peck an eye out, but didn't. And I swear to God, it was just because of Jesus or something that I didn't have my eye pecked out that day. Or the devil, because if I had an eye patch and a beard, holy shit, look out.
If you had an eye patch, you and Lee could really make this would be a great pirate movie.
Archering, doing so much archery.
Do you prefer the seagulls to have a bigger or smaller beak than you?
Definitely real big.
I like that in Spencer's universe, it's possible the devil was responsible because it left him without an eye patch.
Right.
And the devil in your universe is just...
He wants me to look less ridiculous.
He's just bad at marketing.
Right.
The devil is he's chaos. He doesn't package things right.
Yeah. But so he's biting and pecking around. I mean, the story kind of trails off here. But then I stuff my finger in his mouth so he can't bite or peck. And at that point, kids were coming up and wanted to pet him, and people were getting mad and say you shouldn't do that. And then eventually I just let it go because it's Seagull doesn't want to be there. I don't know what to do with it. Oh, my parents told me that their family members did it. That's how I got the idea. Because one of them would tie a string around their foot and kind of fly it around for a while. That's right. But I never did that.
What kind of fucking weird hillbilly
that's what I said. I
never did that.
Yeah, no, I'm normal. Not some weirdo. But yeah, and so people were petting it and then I let it go. It was great. But after that, it was just, it was very scary. My eye was almost pecked out. It should have been pecked out by all accounts because it was trying to bite and peck at me.
You're going to have a hard time turning this into a sob story for you. My arm is almost. Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't want pity. I would love respect.
He doesn't want pigeons or seagulls to pity him. He wants them to fear him. Right.
Hey Jeff, what if there was a beer commercial that Sam Elliott was doing a voiceover for, and
a beer commercial,
and it involved well, I didn't want to pimp you and say, "Kid, Sam Elliott sells seagull catching," but I like your Sam Elliott impression.
Let's see.
But it could be like a beer that's that they're using seagull catching the way that a beer.
Hello,
might
I'm
use.
Sam Elliott for the 2017 seagull catching competition. This year it's in Australia at Bondi Beach. But they don't have... You have seagulls here, right? Yeah. But fuck seagulls. We're going to kill a bunch of those greasy-ass ibises. Fuck ibises. Those things are gross. I saw one in the park. What's the Hyde Park, right? And I saw the crazy ass, like, awesome exotic bird. And then they're just like raccoons. They're just in the trash, and they're all covered in shit, and they sound like somebody punched a baby.
Can you tell me who Sam Elliott is?
Do you ever see
Okay.
Do you ever see Big Lebowski?
We're all friends here.
Did you see Big Lebowski, Josh?
No.
No. Did you see Mask with Cher?
Well, I think probably if you keep listing things that he's in, that I'm going to keep saying no.
The George Clooney Fine movie.
Well, obviously it's still no.
No, he's a character actor who has a big mustache.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just.
It was a good impression, I guess.
No. I've done better. I was struggling with the material. That was a hard. That was a curveball.
I didn't set him up to succeed.
I trust him, though. Yeah, it's not. Okay.
I mean, it was.
Sam Elliott. I mean,
Sam Elliott. Okay, Josh. There's one line from a movie called Frogs. It's a terrible movie with him and Ray Milland. And on the poster of the movie Frogs, there's a frog the size of a Volkswagen Beetle with a human arm hanging out of its mouth. Okay. And that doesn't happen in the movie. There's never giant frogs. In fact, most of the frogs aren't even in the movie, because when they shot this movie, they had a bunch of frogs brought in on the set. They let them out, and guess what? The frogs just fucked off. Into the night, and so while they're shooting the movie, guess what? They're two things. They don't have frogs, but you can hear 1,000,000 frogs. So they had audio issues and third act problems.
Well, as long as you have Sam Elliott, you can get through that.
Sam Elliott doesn't have a mustache in this one, and you kind of see why he always has the mustache. He's got kind of a weird lip that hangs down real far like that. You never saw Tombstone with Kurt Russell?
So what I don't know if I can repeat this again. Anything you mentioned with Sam Elliott in it, I haven't seen.
I'm gonna do what I say is a fairly okay impression of Sam Elliott, doing one line from the movie Frogs, Sam Elliott and Ray Milland. I don't think we're going to see any of them again. Not alive, anyway. And awesomely, if you can find it, because Rob Schraub has the VHS of it, the trailer, it's the worst syntax, like sentence structure. It goes, Frogs is coming. There's a big ass frog in the poster you can never see. It's a
well,
fucking bunch
because if it's frogs, if it's the animal are coming. Right. But if it's Frogs, the name of the movie, then it is coming.
Frogs is coming to a theater near you, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Birds is coming. They thought it was going to be the birds of amphibians. Spencer, what would your tactic be to catch a wild frog?
Oh, no.
You go out in the rain. They always come out in the rain.
All right.
But they're easy to catch.
So,
I dated a girl very briefly who was Italian, and her family was supposedly in the mob, and she had for real, an Uncle Vince. And he was a real lunatic. And he was a property manager in an apartment building. He slept with a .357 under his pillow, loaded. And when he would see pigeons in his backyard at the apartment complex, he would catch them in a pillowcase, tie the pillowcase in a knot, and throw it in the pool.
All right. Well, let's
He's
just
jealous.
let's try to.
Why didn't I think of that?